I want to introduce somebody who will show you how the Mexican drug cartels are in bed with Islamic extremism, and we are not paying attention. Zack Taylor is the vice chairman of the National Association of Former Border Patrol Officers. Zack, can I ask you why you are doing this? Why are you doing this?
Our group several years ago got together because we knew that the people of the United States were being lied to. What was actually happening on the border was not being related. We saw the corruption of our institutions. Mm-hmm. And when we saw that happening, we knew that it couldn't happen without the people, one, being asleep to what was going on, or two, receiving deceptive information through the media and the press.
Okay.
And if that deceptive information was not consistently reinforced, the people would eventually look around and say, that's not the way it is. So this is a lie that has been perpetuated over time, where people look at the border situations, well, this is just about poor people coming here to get work. There was a time that was true, but that's a long time ago. So the deception has been going on for a long time. At the same time, the way the situation has changed has accelerated. Mm-hmm. And the players and the seriousness of the outcome has reached a breaking point.
Okay. Let's go through the pictures, and then we're going to come back, and because I don't think anybody, you hear that Islamic extremism is on the border, and you say that violence is happening on the border. I don't think people have any idea. First two pictures, and again, you can't unsee things. You've seen these two probably before. They're the rape trees. Explain the rape trees quickly.
First of all, I took those photographs. And a rape tree is a place where the smuggler takes a female who's being smuggled, separates her from the rest of the group, or a group of females, and they rape them systematically. This particular bra is a trainer bra. That's what my daughter tells me anyway. And it was ripped off of the subject, and there was a pair of underwear there that you could see. It's supposed to transition into that picture, where it was ripped off on both sides. That was the most recent of the women's underwear that was there, and it was recent enough that you could see some of the footprints on the ground as to what had happened. And apparently the victim was barefooted. And barefooted in Arizona is as good as being restrained. You can't, the cactus, the sharp rocks and everything.
What happens to the women after this? Are they let go?
Sometimes they go ahead and gather up with the group again, but usually they keep them separated. Sometimes they just leave them. If they're damaged to the point they can't travel, they'll leave them. And we've found several of those. The people that, and we're much, much more successful because it's just us and them. Mm-hmm. Well, the people in town say, well, that's an inconvenience to us. Or they say, well, you should put the Border Patrol checkpoint down the border and control the border at the border. That's all deflecting from what the real problem is, and that is the horrendous amount of drugs that are coming into the country. And I mean, it's horrendous. We know of one occasion in Nogales, Sonora, where they had stockpiled 40 tons of cocaine.
Holy cow.
Okay. Positioning it to bring across the border. The reason they hadn't brought it across the border, we found out later, is because the supply of cocaine inside the United States was so high that it was bringing the street price down.
So they held it back.
They held it back till the demand went back up.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you the outside of a Chevy, and it has Arizona license plates.
Yes.
Tell me about the Chevy.
The important thing about the Chevrolet is, well, besides it was stolen in Phoenix, is it was sitting beside the road with the engine running, and the rear window on the right side was down. And you could see blood dripping out from the door. It was positioned on the Cavorca Highway.
This is on our side of the highway?
This is on the Mexican side. But the road there splits and goes to the United States border.
Okay.
When you get to the United States border, you hit federal public land. federal public land. 62% of the Arizona border is federal public land.
Right.
That is the preferred corridor to bring drugs and illegal aliens to the United States. There are laws on the books, environmental laws, that policy within the agencies prevent the Border Patrol from having unfettered access to those areas.
Can you tell me about the story of the Border Patrol agent that was shot?
Yes, that was December of 2009.
He was shot in the forest, in the protected land.
In the proposed wilderness area, the Tumacacri Highlands, in a place called Ramanote Canyon. It was right in the afternoon. Two agents were riding down a Jeep trail on ATVs, and the smugglers opened up on them. And the agent was immediately struck in the ankle-foot area, disabled him. Fortunately, he had a partner who was able to put suppressive fire down and get the agent to cover. The bandits did not withdraw. They were able to get out on the radio their situation. When they brought the helicopters in, the helicopters would not come in to the danger zone because
Our helicopters.
Our support helicopters, because it's against policy to endanger the bird. So they had to take a horse and lead it through the canyon down to where the agent was and put him on a horse and bring him out on a horse. Took them 4.5 hours to get him out.
Because of the environmental policies.
The environmental policies become the policy of the law enforcement agency. In other words, it's driving the law enforcement, not the other way around.
Okay.
GBTV. The truth lives here.